A big mess caused a rude awakening on the Upper East Side. A huge tree came crashing down on East 75th Street near 2nd Avenue, crushing the roof of a car. This happened just before 6:30 this morning. No one was hurt. Authorities are at the scene trying to figure out what caused the tree to suddenly fall, but we do know, I heard Danny say during one of the morning newscasts that it was pretty windy out there.
Yeah, our gusts are in the 40-mile-per-hour range, so I can't tell you for sure that's the reason the tree toppled, but gusts of that magnitude certainly can cause some problems, so it's something to consider.
And are we trying to avoid the subject at hand?
Yeah, there's a whole other problem that we could bring up, but maybe I'll delay that. No, so wind is the weather story today, but tomorrow night, snow, several inches of it expected to stack up by the time we wake up Sunday morning, so a lot to talk about in this active AccuWeather forecast. Getting outside right now, it looks beautiful. It looks better than it feels. 39 right now, where we started this morning in the low 40s. It was a fairly mild start to our Friday morning, but that front moved through yesterday. Behind it, colder air. It's also helping to whip up the wind, so we see our temps steadily fall throughout the day instead of increase this afternoon, but it is nice to see a little blue sky and sunshine. Looking at the 5 boroughs right now, milder for Rockaway Beach in the mid-40s, but upper 30s for the East Village, 37 up in the Bronx at Fordham right now, 40 for the Whitestone, and it looks like 41 on Staten Island. Milder the further south you get, right? That cold air hasn't quite arrived to Newark, to Belmar, to Wrightstown yet, each at 44, 43 for Montauk, but you can clearly see where the cool air is already filtering in. Poughkeepsie in the mid-30s, so is White Plains. And then the wind on top of that, it is hard to ignore today. It's not just noticeable, it's kind of a nuisance wind, right? Gusts to 40 miles per hour right now in White Plains. We're close to that for Islip and Bridgeport, 33 in the Park. We're at 30 for Trenton and Toms River and close to that in Newark. So this is the kind of wind that does make the temperature feel even colder. And we'll continue with the blustery conditions, peaking 35 to 40 miles per hour in terms of gusts each hour through about 4 or 5 p.m. Once the sun sets, we'll notice our wind gusts backing off a little bit. A light breeze does linger overnight, but it's not nearly as windy, and that's when we'll turn our attention to the snow chance. Right now, we're seeing a lot of sunshine, a few fair weather clouds out there, but nothing all that exciting going on in the sky behind this front. It's just the wind and cooler conditions, but we're watching the storm system here that crosses the country and eventually brings us our snow by tomorrow night. A winter storm watch posted Saturday night into first thing Sunday morning. That's the window that we're watching for the snowfall. Today, it's the sunshine. We'll call it partly sunny to mostly sunny out there today. Temperatures do steadily get cooler throughout the afternoon as the gusty wind continues. Friday night plans, a mostly clear sky, but colder conditions. You want to add an extra layer tonight. It does feel chilly in the 20s and 30s through dinner time, with teens and 20s for lows tomorrow morning. Early risers could see a little sunshine early Saturday, but increasing clouds take us into a mostly cloudy afternoon, with temps topping out just above the freezing mark. We expect low to mid-30s tomorrow. We should stay dry through 3 or 4, but by 5 o'clock, I expect a few light snow showers. We'll stay with those light snow showers through dinner time, and then by about 9 p.m., we expect this more steady, more widespread snow to slide in, and we hold with that through about 2 a.m. From 2 a.m. to sunrise Sunday morning, we start to see more scattered rather than widespread, and that's when we could see a little bit of the rain-snow mix work in, but we do still see several hours of steady snowfall, and that's when we'll stack up those more impressive accumulations. For the metro area, for Long Island, a lot of North Jersey is 2 to 4 inches. South of the city, coating to 2, a little more rain in the mix, but we have a large area of the lower Hudson Valley, Sussex County, Fairfield County, in a 4 to 8 inch range. That's going to make it pretty tough to travel on Sunday morning. Again, most of the snowfall will have wrapped up by the time most of us are awake up and at 'em on Sunday, but still what this storm leaves behind could still impact your Sunday, so keep that in mind. Today, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Temperatures do get colder to go with the blustery wind, so I know it says the high is 42. We've already hit it, and now we're cooling off into the 30s. Tonight, even colder, lows in the teens and 20s, and then tomorrow we issue that AccuWeather alert because of the snow that comes in the second half of the day. Most of the morning, afternoon, and early evening is quiet, but Saturday night is not snowy, and we'll stick with the snowfall through the overnight hours. We'll notice it as we wake up Sunday morning.
Yeah, looks like everybody's getting touched, but I was looking at it in terms of closer to the city, Rockland County, just on that edge of that turn there, that they're going to get nailed.
Just on the edge there, and even parts of Westchester also in that 4 to 8 inch, so you don't have to go too far north of the city to see significant snowfall.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Still to come on Eyewitness News, it is the most unforgettable day in the history of New York City, and last week lawmakers say 9/11 deserves its own federal holiday. Those who are behind the push and why they say the change needs to happen all these years later.
And even with congestion pricing in effect, the MTA says it needs more money to make transit improvements. How much the agency wants from the state and how your commute could be further impacted if The MTA doesn't get it.
We're celebrating Oscar season with the nominees. Hear from the stars of this year's best movies, Hollywood favorites nominated for the first time, and nominees making Oscar history. Don't miss On the Red Carpet.
Sunday at 4:30 on ABC7.